Alrighty, I had to change something on the live stream info. Alrighty, I had to change something on the live stream info. Alrighty, I had to change something on the live. So I had my internet browser up. I was wondering why I was hearing myself. Kind of scared me for a bit. I recently got my my Elgato. I got it about less than a month ago. Got my Elgato recently, less than a month ago. So, and I just recently had my my AV converter. So the quality is going to be a little less than what I want it to be, but or pleasant. But you know what? It is still doable. And I figured, well, what better game to play than little simple Spyro the Dragon. And it is not one, and it is not two, but 3 Year of the Dragon. And it's my one of my personal favorite of the PS1 era. It's easy, and I mean, I love the second one. And I'm probably just as good as the second one as I am the third one, but something about the third one just sticks out to me. And it was a little gimmicky having all the little characters and such, but I don't know. And my cat is running around the house like a madman. Come here. Come here. Oh, yes. Look at this kitty. It's and it's funny because I actually just recently beat this. Like, it glitched out on me. The copy that I have got glitchy, and I couldn't be able to actually 100% it. And then I think I decided to replay it, and this was months ago when I replayed it. And then some reason I couldn't beat the bonus world, one of the bonus worlds, and I just quit. And then just recently I just popped it in, beat that bonus level, and then just next thing I know it, I'm gonna be Hunter. And next thing I know it, I just beat it just like that, and I was like, well, damn. And the same thing with the second one. The second one, I just left out on some really pesky little side mini games, and I left out on some of those, and then I just popped the game back in, beat it like no problem, and then just went back to it. So the problem, this game tried to add a story. I mean, it's entertaining as a kid, but when you, like, in retrospective, when you go back to it, you're like, it's not really a story. I really don't know what makes this game so memorable and iconic. She had that entire field to not step on anybody, and she steps on Hunter's hand. And any point right there, somebody could have just torched her ass. There you go. But yeah, something about the third one. I just love the music, the levels. The first one, I feel the same way about the Spyro series as I do the Crash series.
Excellent.
You have the first 3.
Maybe you will amount
to
something after all.
The first one
Go guard the tunnel.
was
Stop
like
anyone from coming
was a big
through.
step into the series, into just creating the series. But it just laid it all out there, and people were like, "Oh wow, this is awesome." And then the second one just improved it. It cut out all the unnecessary things that the first game realized was taking a big leap and not knowing where to go, the direction that I want to take. And by the second one,
we found some of the eggs,
like
but they were too heavy to carry back.
The other side of the world?
The other side of the world.
Forgotten worlds. Spyro.
And it
You'll
seems
have
like
to
by
go.
the second one,
Nobody
like,
else
okay,
can fit
so
down the hole.
this is
Yeah,
how it
come
should
on,
be.
let's go.
And then the third one So also with the Crash series, by the third one they realized, okay, so this is pretty much the second one, just maybe more abilities, maybe
Find the eggs
it was a
and
little
bring
bit
them
more
back, Spyro.
gimmicky.
You're our
Because really, I
only
should
chance.
like the second
You
one.
got it.
Because I love Crash 3. Like, Crash 3 is my favorite, but the only thing I don't like about that, there's hardly any actual platformer levels. They're all gimmicky vehicle levels, water levels. You know, there's like driving ones. And here we are at the beginning of the game. Just start you off. Now, there's one thing I don't like about 3 and 2 that I love about the first one. Is every level you entered in the first one, if I remember correctly, that actually show you fly into the level. But it seemed like by the second one, they just stopped caring about that. They're just like, yeah, here's the beginning of the level. Now, the collecting of the diamond sound effect never bothered me that much, but until somebody said so. My friend who never played this, he's like, man, that's got to get annoying. So just for sound purposes, I wonder if I can. Nope. It doesn't really bother me, but I didn't realize it until somebody said it. Like, man, doesn't that get annoying? I'm like, realize no. First egg, Isabella. Isabella. Or Isabel. Pronounce it that way. And I know there's some glitches and stuff. This game isn't perfect. I don't have this giant pair of nostalgia glasses filtering over this game. But as a 3D game, comparing this to other 3D N64 platformers, this is pretty awesome. And it actually, like, the controls to me still work.
Spyro.
They haven't aged
To look
that
left or
old.
right, press the L2
They're
or
just
R2
basic.
buttons. To quickly center the camera behind you, press
Now,
the
this is the only
L1
thing that
or
gets me.
R1 button.
Is the camera. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that makes this game maybe kind of old. I mean, cool, you can rotate the camera, not using an analog. But if this game gets a remaster and you're able to use the camera analog, the game would be, like, pretty awesome.
So, you're the one in charge of rescuing the eggs, huh?
I rescued one egg.
How
You can't
sad.
pluralize
Look
that.
here, Dragon. If you know what's good for you, you'll turn around and crawl back up that hole you came through. Those
Oh. I remember as a kid, I was like, this dialogue is crappy, just let me get to the game. Besides, even if you could find an egg, our expertly trained armies will dispose of you and take it back. Did I make myself clear? Oh, widow. Just the love of design on this. Like the theme and everything. I've always enjoyed I think I've always enjoyed Spyro more than Crash Bandicoot. Not saying Crash Bandicoot's bad. And it's definitely not the difficulty, because I remember beating 2 and 3 like no problem. I'm just gonna keep running into here. Spyro's like a cakewalk. It's a cakewalk, but then there's some parts that can have you trip up a little bit. If you haven't played the game like hundreds of millions of times. Especially the mini games.
Yo, Spyro.
Some really
I just found
cheap
one of
ass
those
mini
portal
games.
thingamajigs that leads to a different world.
Okay, this is. I remember. Okay, I don't know why, but I remember. Well, I used to play this game with my
I saw
grandma and
something
my
shiny
great
in
uncle.
that cave over there.
I mean,
Let's
a
go
lot.
check it
That's
out.
where a lot of this
You can get
nostalgia
there by
comes from.
hovering. To hover,
But,
just press the triangle button at the end of your glide.
But I just remember us having such a hard time with this, and you had to hover, and you could just
I almost
charge and
forgot.
fly.
I found this.
You found this egg, Hunter. You got all these eggs. Just give it to me, Coltrane. John Coltrane. No, the animation. But I get my habit of playing this game from actually shockingly from older folks, from my grandma and my great uncle, because they would always want to. Here, let me go through this way. They would always want to start every. They were like, all right, you got to clear it out. You got to clear the whole main level out. Then you go to the worlds. I mean. Alright. I gotta go back. This is just. I just figured this would be an easy game to play. Nice, relax. Game where I wouldn't have to get frustrated. See, like, moving the camera right now would be nice, but it is pretty slow, too. I mean, but, you figure this is PS1 era. I mean, I can think of some PS2 games that have some shitty camera angles. And, just camera options to move. But I always got in the habit of just pressing triangle and just straightening it out. And then just really, instead of moving the camera, or an analog, just moving the character and then facing it. Life. As a kid, I mean, you don't really care about the whole gimmick of other playable characters. If anything, you might think that's a little cool, even though that's kind of a way to sell the game. But I mean, like, looking back on it, it's like, oh, come on. I think there's still a thing. Oh no, stop picking it up, Sparks. Yeah, I thought there was a thing where you can, like, shoot fire. It would just heat up.
I'm late for a dinner party.
A dinner party? Oh
and the portal
no.
to my home just stopped working. Maybe the portal will reactivate after a few more dragons hatch.
Uh-oh. One thing I always thought was interesting, I've always saw killing the animals for your health kind of satanic, and that's not being an animal, Liam. I always thought it was weird because you would kill an animal, and when you kill it, a butterfly escapes, and then you eat the butterfly.
Your game
It's almost
camera
like it's
is
a soul,
currently
like
in
you're
passive
killing
mode.
something and its soul
This mode requires you to
goes out.
control
You're
the
eating the
camera
souls.
yourself and moves more
And
slowly.
if you kill enough souls, you get life, as if it's a sacrifice, especially from sheep.
If you like.
Yeah, I know, you saw something shiny in the lake. Here it is. Ooh. Bruce! It's Brucey, baby! I always, one thing I thought was cool about this game, is when you shoot fire, bubbles come out. Or like you see him like try to shoot fire. One thing about the camera angles, it can kind of screw you over if you're not if it's like your first time playing, because of these rough polygons, graphics. Ooh, I even missed one. What do you need?
Here I was, about to go for a nice swim at Shell Beach, and my portal
And
just disappeared
yeah,
right
you can
in front of
kind
me.
of maybe miss the
If you
gems.
go
That
by
might be
some
like a
more
little
those
tiny
resonates,
hidden between
I
cracks
bet
of
this portal
graphics.
would turn on again.
The graphics of like the wall. Ah, shit. Speedway. I at least want to start the second world by the end of the night or something. Oh shit.